Well, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ahmad Septiaji. My student number is 25-0-1892. Today I want to explain about first card sign system and color. Very broadly speaking, a sign is any object that signifies something to a cognitive agent. A human, an animal, for again an artificial one such as computer program. Example, a car, a marketplace, and a photography. Sign. Any perceivable or knowable information loaded object that possesses some cognitive, pragmatic, and also emotional relevance to an account. Example of possible. For a given culture, not perceived or not perceivable object. For a given culture, not known object. For a given again social group, object without any relevance. And then object which are potentially on signs may or may not exist. This is another ontological question. Or example, fictitious text imagine. Object may constitute information loaded and relevant, relevant ones for an agent or a human. Any object constitutes, principally speaking, the part of a diversity of information according to the role or function of the object in the life of an agent. Signify means something an object is the support of some relevant information for an agent. It has incidence on the normal course of life of an agent. It retains orients the attention of an agent which has a meaning. Signify. Again, again. An agent is a cognitive and intentionally I'm sorry. An agent is a cognitive and intentional entity. Example, possessing a competence of interpreting and using part also of production sign and sign system or for communication interaction purpose. And then sign and sign system. A sign is always a part of a sign system called French language, 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 and language broadly speaking. A sign can be understood as a kind of a mentally formed picture of the relevant information of an object. And then such a picture has a content part called signifier in French and an expression part called significant in French. And then content and expression. Content and expression part of such a sign as this in the above quoted example is not an isolated phenomenon but a part of an encompassing system of sign of signifying or of signifying as called language. Intercultural communication. Communication is always and necessarily the selection and more or less apparent use of sign by again in order to exchange information and to interact with other against either of the same group, referring to the same language or of other groups. Example to some other, more or less closely related language. Okay. And then intercultural communication, generally speaking, is the translation and appropriation of sign of one language, the source language in another language, the third language. Natural language. Language is French. Should us roughly speaking English, French, German. It but is but only one type of language used for communication and exchange purpose. It is nevertheless the most central, the most ubiquitous. I'm so sorry. It is nevertheless the most central, the most ubiquitous communication and information exchange means, and this also because it constitutes the necessary presupposition for the elaboration of most of the other sign system and language by I'm sorry of the other sign system and language used by men. Uh, oh,
Okay, the second topic is semiotics, the study of system and process. Semiotics. Semiotics is this discipline, or more likely a set of a process of studying and understanding scene system. The structural organization may vary from one type of scene system to another. The one number one, text semiotics, visual semiotics, socio-semiotic, psychosemiotic, media semiotic, semiotics of architecture, musical semiotic, semiotic of advertising. Methodology on semiotic. Number one, technique of constituting the object of a study corpus constitution. Number two, technique of studying science system, especial of compressed method with respect to theoretical standard. Number three, technique of study the communication process, especially by the means of questionnaires. Number four, technique of organize and conducting the study. Number five, technique of communication, the result, semiotic inquiry. And corpus condition, comparative method, questionnaires, semi-direct interviews, project planning and management, project expertise. Thank you.
Well, I will continue the presentation. I will take the third topic, that is sing system and the cultural background. And the sing system have to be understood with the respect to an agent and his knowledge, values, interests, and needs. This means we will respect to an cognitive and axiological reference system called culture, the next session of discourse. Example like we, with respect of the cultural reference system of a tourist. So the tourist can able to see the culture of the place that they visit, and they have to respect whatever they do at the place that they were visit. And like another one is with respect the cultural reference system of an inhabited. So we cannot say I think this culture is not suitable with the place. We cannot say that at the original place. That is what they belong. All right, the next is Sing system used primarily for communication and information exchange purpose. It contains the information processing, describe, narrating, and explaining, just like we tell something important there. and performing. It's like we we are already done with the theory, and then we have to perform to prove it. And we got the counseling and warning. It's like we can express everything we want, but still they are have a border that you cannot cross the line. And advertising, of course, everything good have to be tell to the world, so the world will know it. And testifying, this is like uh, the feeling of proud about the things that we tell. It's like the sign system that we have and we tell to the world. And praising is like praise to the nice place and say thank you. Next, we had a distinct system that are used for preservation, reproduction, and historical transmission purpose. Example like a culture and natural heritage, decisive experience, tradition, moralities, and manners, reference cartes, historical and or mythical foundation, same systems that are used to delimited and demarcate territory. Sorry, science systems used for meta purpose in the sense of a culture reflect itself and its identity. Our topic, the historical nature of science system. A human being is necessarily born in a world of science system that represent his culture, broadly speaking, or again, they constitute his semiosphere. A human being intending to participate in the social life of a social actor. It's like a family, school, professional organization, a confessional group has to know and to use correctly the relevant science and science system. A science system is a historical construction that has gained a collective acceptable and more or less great evidence. And then we had as convention, broadly speaking, science systems are submitted to historical change. And for instance, language informization and language extinction as one historical process in a language evolution. So we cannot say we have just upgrade the words or the way we talking in a language just like the old time. No, it been selected, it been uh, changed, replaced it just like that. And annex course complements any social practice such as cinema going, produce advertising, shopping. Any social actor communicates obligatorily with a wide range of diverse information loaded objects that constitute the sign system more or less peculiar or to a social practice or social actor. So that's all from our group. Thank you for listening.